All right, good morning, guys. Quick sound check. Let me know if you can hear me. Sound check 1, 2 on this beautiful Tuesday morning in October 15th. That is 9:18 in the morning. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Appreciate that. Awesome. What's going on, Matt? Prayer, Frank. Appreciate that. Um, Trading earnings today. I am trading earnings today. I actually put together a watch list for earnings upcoming on the week, and that currently came out already here, some this morning, for everyone that's a part of the MLT team membership there. That was sent out there in a watch list this morning for you guys. So take a look at that. I might have missed a couple names here. I'll add to it throughout the week. I'm sure as some new names come up there that maybe I did not see. But we're going to be kicking it off this week, earnings season. Alcoa AA is kind of what I use as the gauge. I don't know. It's just kind of an old school thing there. They release tomorrow after the bell here. But a number of names, reported this morning. We've got Goldman Sachs. That's down about $4.70. UNH reported this morning that's gapping up about $10 here. A number of others as well, getting some decent movement so far on the day. And I'm going to be keeping an eye on those. One of the big ones we have coming up this week is going to be Netflix as well. Netflix getting a little bit of a gap down this morning. Kind of surprising with the market getting a little bit of a gap up there. But anyways, let's take a look at the markets. Run you guys through kind of my game plan here for today. What we're looking at right now is, pretty much across the board, we have, S&P's 0.37%, NASDAQ 0.28%. We're looking at the Russell here coming in at 0.33%, and the Dow coming in at 0.43%. So Dow is the leader here. I'm assuming that's probably on the backs of like UNH and some of these other earnings that just were released. This morning when I did the write-up, they were about all around 0.3, 0.32 percentage there on the day. So there was really nothing standing out. But it looks like the Dow is actually trying to be a little bit of an outperformer here so far this morning. There's a couple names in the NASDAQ kind of holding that down. So that's at 0.25% here this morning. But I don't think there's a whole lot we can really take from that this morning, just because there is obviously some earnings that are coming out. And if something's good in the S&Ps, something's bad in the Dow, then obviously we're going to see a percentage change difference there from those. But in terms of news announcements here we're watching for today, there is nothing on the schedule here. So there's really nothing in red until 5:45 tonight. There's some guy, FOMC member George, is speaking here at 12:45, and then a federal budget balance at whatever time this is supposed to be, who knows, that is pending at the moment. But at some point during the day, that most likely will come out. And these are the scheduled news announcements that we know of. There is obviously, always that chance that there's something that comes out that we are, not privy to before the tweet gets sent or something to that effect. So be sure, these big bars that we see coming in on the hourly charts, entails and things like that, are most of them are on the backs of some type of tweet or some type of unplanned news announcement, here in these current times that we're trading in. So keep that in mind as well. As for the S&Ps here, we'll take this over to an hourly chart. I always forget that this is the screen. And what we're looking at here today, so, we had the nice move last week. We traded down in the overnight session. We almost tagged these 77.50s here and then ripped straight up into those 86.75 targets we were looking for there. And so far we've pulled off, a decent amount there, about 20, 30 points or so from highs to lows on the target getting hit up there. And we're gapping up this morning about 10 points here, so 29.75s right in through here. And the big thing with this is we're gapping pretty much to nowhere. We're gapping right in the middle of this big red bar to the downside on the hourly chart. We are clearing, yesterday's price action here, a little bit of the base that we established. 29.69.75 is a good pullback level here for the markets. Overnight lows are down at 29.6650s. Overnight highs up at 29.8250s. Um, what my current feeling about this kind of rally here is, this 10-point rally, um, is I don't necessarily think it's fake, obviously, because price is trading there. But I think it could potentially be a fake out here, kind of to the upside, that pushes up through in the morning, up through those 8250s, overnight highs, potentially in the S&Ps. Nasdaq's got some room to go, about 40 points up the targets there, 30 some points to targets, or to those highs. Russell here has definitely got some work to do. And the Dow's getting the closest again. Dow highest percentage change there, but I'm not aggressively long or looking to be aggressively long here in these markets at current prices. What I would personally like to see is a pullback down into 29.4975s to 29.4550s. Now, I realize that 30-point pullback, give or take, from right here may not necessarily, we may not get that large of a pullback. Like I said, we've got earnings coming up. Those earnings could potentially, just continue to push us higher here without pullbacks. So my game plan here for the S&Ps is slightly higher in the morning, potential sideways action, and maybe a pullback in the afternoon there, or a pullback here over the next day or two. That changes if we get above 29.89 quarters here for the S&Ps. If we can get through 29.89 quarters, whether that's on a spike from some earnings, whatever the case is there, then I'll be looking for prices to move higher, and we're going to be back up towards those 30.20s that we had seen previously back in I don't know, what was this, middle of September, beginning of September, up in through there. So I think that's ultimately where we're going to be headed here towards the end of this month, or by the end of this month, I should say. I would ultimately like to buy a pullback to 49.75s to 45.50s. This may happen on a spike from some earnings release here this week. So I do want to keep, a little bit of powder dry potentially for that trade, kind of similar to the crude oil trade from the other day where we had spiked in the overnight session. We were able to pick that position up. And I think it ended up being good for like $4,600 or some change like that. That's kind of the similar situation I'm looking for coming in out of the S&Ps here. And we may get that in the NASDAQ as well with, some big names like Netflix and stuff like that set to report as well. But my game plan here for today is to let that first morning rally kind of pop up through those, 8250s, maybe a pullbacks to 69.75s after that, and then kind of just some back and forth action, letting some of these earnings moves digest from this morning. And the big name I'm going to be focused on here this morning, close out of Tesla and Apple longs yesterday, but the big name I'm going to be focused on this morning is NVIDIA here. This is by far my favorite chart that I see on the board for the day, and going to be most likely the day trade that I put on here if I can get an entry and a setup and all of that fun stuff here this morning. So NVIDIA is top of the list for me here, and I think it can move, kind of independent of what the markets are doing. So that's the one I'm going to be focused on. I'll see you guys back in just a few minutes for the morning live session where you guys get to see me trade live, ask your questions. Hopefully I have answers to those questions depending on what they are. And again, see me trade live, be with the rest of the community in the MLT Discord there. So if you are new around here, be sure to click that subscribe button, hit the little bell notification so you know when we go live each and every morning. And then if you want to join the Discord, there's a link in the description below, get you all the details in there. But I'll see you guys back in just a few minutes for the morning live session. Hope you guys all have a good trading day and a good trading week. It is a monthly options expiration. Keep that in mind. And I'll see you guys back in just a few minutes. Take care.